this is
There
really
you
funny that you. This is really
awesome.
funny you say that, Paul, because are you okay with the lighting? I just realized it's
Yeah.
kind of you're fine. Okay. Um, okay. Let's have good energy, baby. Come on.
You guys look good. You look good. Yeah.
um,
I love the Santa hat on the back there.
oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I
Nice.
actually had two pictures of that. One of them I've been putting up here and it just has not looked that great. I'm not
been a
crazy
little-
about my hair.
Oh, your hair looks beautiful.
I'm gonna bring it down.
Ooh.
Ooh, I like that better.
All right. This is a PG.
Jesus, we'll be back.
No. um, where was it going? Speaking of what you said, Paul. So we learned yesterday that in order to create one of the things you can do to create a knowledge base is to upload transcripts from Zoom calls. And so we never thought about that. That's exactly how Ask Alex is trained. He's uploaded Zoom calls from all of their Zoom call trainings. That's how they upload him. And then a couple of other things, but that's most of it. And so Joey and I yesterday were like, holy cow, we have a huge library of Zoom calls.
Zoom calls and the podcast.
And the podcast, yeah.
So you can really upload a personality that way.
Yes.
Where it'll actually,
right.
Be a smart ass like me or
cuss like me. Gotta clean up that potty mouth. So but the point of it was like, hey, that's another reason to film no matter what. Even if there's a bunch of ums and ahs and people just kind of, shooting the shit on it. And you can always use it to upload into your knowledge base for a personality. I know, I think I pushed it forward. It probably needs to go back a little bit. Is that a little bit better?
Yeah.
Does it need to go to the right?
No.
Okay. Oh, my eyes are so puffy this morning. Okay, all right. All right, here we go. Oh, to be a woman. Just a minute, y'all. That's right. See, Katie gets it. So we want y'all to know that, and we also want you to know that you can do the exact same thing. Whatever calls you recorded on your computer. I know I think Randy is probably traveling today or whatever, but he had that big he had the Chicago Bulls. Oh my God, I love basketball. The Bears this weekend. So he's probably busy, but he's got a ton of stuff that he could upload into personalities because he's got that nodal or something like that. Notable. Right. I think Sully's got something like that too. But anytime you record a Zoom call, there's a separate transcript on there. I don't know if y'all know that, but you get 3 files and you get one that's video and audio, one that's just audio, and one that's a transcript. So, or you can turn it into a transcript. And then I think one that's the chat. So we just wanted to share that with y'all because that's pretty cool. And we realized that we have a whole bunch of stuff that we can use. And some of y'all we interviewed on the podcast. So you can go on there and grab the transcript of your own interview.
Or anything else you've done.
Or anything else that you've done. And go download that into your, your own Ask Whomever. Are you going to show that?
I posted it in the group. I don't know if
I watched it.
Did you watch it?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good. I'll screen share it, whatever, while you're looking around.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No problem.
I don't have this. Okay. So you're going to do that first?
Yeah, real quick. It's just real quick.
Okay. Well, it is kind of on topic. It'll work. We'll make it work. Blend it together.
The only difference in steam and ice is the state of vibration of the water or the H2O. Do you know the only difference in where you are versus where you want to go is your state of vibration? Do you know that everything to get you there is already here? And it always has been. You know, when you take an idea and you impregnate it over and over again, you impregnate that idea into one cell. When you impregnate that idea into the cell, that cell is dividing 1 into 2, 2 into 4, 4 into 8, and the process goes on at the rate of 50,000 cells per second. And the more and more you act on it, even though you don't feel good about it, but you work with the idea, you start to develop this change in vibration, but what is really happening is you're impregnating the cells with the characteristic or the idea. What we need to do is we need to constantly think about where we're going, what we want to do, and we start to increase our level of thinking by vibration, and we begin to attract thoughts of a like nature that'll move us in that direction. You know, the only difference in steam and ice
Okay.
is
Ah,
There you go. So I know we talk about vibration in here a lot and about where you're going. And of course, right here, a couple of days before Christmas, you know, you start thinking about, where was I this time last year? Or what have I been doing this year? Am I where I want to be? Is this where I thought I would be? What's different? What do I want to change? And then we come into the new year where everybody is into, oh, I'm going to change. I'm going to do something new. So there is this energy out there of kind of change going on. And then you put on top of it all the shifts that really are occurring. We literally have a new president that's about to come in. We have a lot of shifts that are following on all different spectrums: educational, medical, you know, political, every single business, religious. Yeah, the way consumers buy. Everything is changing. Everything is shifting. The monetary system, so much of it. And so while we talk about vibration in here a lot, and that's super important, also want you to know, and we kind of talked about this a little bit on Friday, is that it's really about you. Once again, I'm gonna hammer that message because it's true. Nobody can do anything for you. You are the only one who knows your calling, and it's within you, and it's a very personal, deeply personal thing. You're the only one who knows it. And now is your time for it to shine, because there is a community waiting to hear your message from you, waiting for you to unleash who you are on them. They are waiting for that. And they're strangers right now. You don't know them, but they're going to be your community. And we all know how important community is. Now, we talk about crypto a lot. Salud, salud, bless you. So we talk about cryptocurrency and preparing for that. You know, we talk about investing. We talk about your health even. We talk a little bit about biohacking in here and different diets. But you also need to know that it's about that inner voice that's going on, that inner calling. You need to, that's probably the most important thing. And that's the message that really needs to get out there. So now we're going to move on from that. This is the part where self-doubt comes in. And if you don't think that's true, you haven't followed your passion hard enough. This is exactly where that comes in. And you're going to get hammered, not just by people out here, but by yourself, unfortunately. Sometimes you're going to be your own worst critic. And so I'm so glad you're here, because not everybody has this right here that we got. So we kind of help each other from being our own worst critic. That part we kind of help. But one area we may not be aware in is that sometimes when you share that idea, there's a lot of self-doubt. Oh, you're working too hard. Is that really a good idea? Are you sure you want to go down that path? I don't think that's a good plan. And I hope to God I'm not one of those people doing that to y'all, by the way. But that's going to come from somewhere. A lot of times. Usually internal, yeah. In your family, God bless them, because they want what's best for you. They're trying. They think they're looking out for you. They think they're protecting you. And that's not it. That's when you got to go inside. And it's got to just be you and God, or whatever you believe in. I believe God. So it's like it comes down to just you and God. That's why there's all those stories in the Bible about these people who come to this moment, and life has brought them to a moment where they have nothing but God. It's like it forces them to come to this point where they have to look at that, and you have no choice but to go internally at that time. And I believe that's where that soul, that internal force of nature of God resides. It's right there. It never leaves. And so when you are following your calling and you're listening to that, you're going to help a lot of people. And I want y'all to think about that, because I think we have a hard time seeing this. You are going to help Brett, Katie, Paul, Kim, Sully, Joey, Tom, Teddy. You are going to help at least tens of thousands of people. Why not be millions? What would stop you from helping a million? Now, what do you have to do to get that message out there? Because that's what you are here for. You are here to get that message, whatever is inside you, and I can't tell you who it is, and no one can and no one should. It's your message. You and God got this, or you and your higher power, whatever that is. Y'all got this.
I think the hardest part is knowing that message. I think that's the biggest thing that people have a problem with is, what is my purpose? Why am I here?
Okay, my thought on that is you don't see your value.
No.
You're missing your value.
Most people do.
If
but having that internal...
Wait, most people do what? Do know their value?
No, don't know their value.
Don't know their value. Okay, well.
Having that internal conversation with yourself and understanding based on external views is really hard to do.
What are you excited about?
Well, that's why I think that tool that you built is so important, because I think that's one of the things that people have the hardest time with.
Yeah.
Is finding that, going through that process of figuring that part out.
And
you might have to go through it 20 times to figure it out, or maybe 100 times. I don't know. But I think that's where most people struggle. I mean, am I speaking just for me? Does anybody else feel that way?
No, I think that hits straight on. I went to church yesterday, and the sermon was about seek and you will find. You don't have to know the answer yet. If you seek, you will find. And so all of us are seeking, all of us are trying to get there. And I mean, that, as I was listening to it, I was thinking of this group. And, you know, I know it's specific to Jesus and all of that, but I think it applies to anything that he created too. So if you don't know, and I've spent a lot of my life not knowing, it doesn't matter. As long as you keep seeking, you will find what you're looking for. I thought that when you talked about the recording, for some reason I've had this nagging thought every time we meet that we're missing gold when we don't record.
You do.
I mean, it was nagging. It was continuing, and I want to capture that gold. You just showed at the beginning. I was listening. I was driving. I didn't have the audio on because I didn't want the noise from the car and all of that. But I was listening to that, and I thought, okay, now there's a concrete reason that we can all use. It allows you to download your focus, because that's all this is. We choose videos, we choose different things, and it's things that have our interest. And if we download that helps create our personality, because that's who we are attracted to. And so it makes total sense to me now why that nagging thought was there. I didn't know how to use it yet, and I didn't know how to go through the volume of videos that we would be creating if we recorded, but now I know. Seek and you will find.
Absolutely. So that comes to a good answer for that, because I don't think Joey's alone whenever he says that. And so if you need to have a mechanism, like we've shown on here, an example, and this is not like use my app. This is hey, I was in this place and I was confused and I needed clarity. And I wanted something that worked. I needed something that worked, and I needed something that worked fast. And so that's why that app is good. It like runs you through it fast. And then you just keep connecting it to the next app and the next one. Before you know it, you have an idea, which brings me into my next thought. That is still just a mechanism. And it's showing you 1,000,001 different ways to have a mechanism for your passion, your idea, your purpose, your calling. And it does. Every single time I do it, it throws out a different mechanism. Like every time I'm like, oh, it's going to do this. Oh, it's different again. Oh, it's different again. And it's kind of the same thing, but it's a different idea every single time, because there's more than one way to peel a banana. And so if you're struggling with that, take the action and do it. It just takes you like 30 minutes max. And that is if you're sitting there really focused. Okay, that's not what this whole thing was about. I'm just like saying, because that kind of leads into the next thing. Okay, I know we talk about action a lot of times here. That's not what it's all about, but it will not happen without that. It will not. I have a lot of, Joey and I have had a few conversations with Paul, and Paul is I hope he doesn't mind me sharing this, but Paul's like, hey, checked out some of your podcasts. Can I give you some feedback? And we're like, yes, please. And so he's
Thanks for watching.
Right. Yeah. Oh, you're the one. And so we and Paul's he's got a lot of finesse. So by the way, guys, if y'all need a difficult way to say a tough thing, Paul's pretty good at that. So without being, nasty about anything. So Paul gave us some ideas, and then we're going to go into kind of what Sully brought up. All of a sudden I met this guy in the training with one of the AEO trainings who specializes in YouTube channels. And it's like, and I was sitting here going, okay, I know I got to get my message out on YouTube. It's the second largest search engine. How are we going to make this work? I had started to doubt myself. Look at all the work you did, Suzanne. See, it's not going to work for you. You're doing this wrong. It's just not enough. All that self-doubt.
Yeah, and all of that, I know that's not true. I know for a fact that that's going to lead to something else. I know it. Whether you know it or not, I know it.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. But thank you. And that's what we need. Well, and thank you so much for saying that, Sully. I appreciate that. Believe it or not, Paul kind of auditing it, if you will, or sort of dissecting it and then giving a solution. He wasn't just like, you need to work on this, you need to work on that. He's like, have you thought about, and then I go and I'm introduced to this person who specializes in that. And all of a sudden the pieces are starting to fit together. And it's like, oh, okay, this makes so much more sense now. But you have to, you can't stop. You can't stop. And it is kind of a struggle, y'all. Do you want to struggle with doing what you want to do with finances, or do you want to struggle and not have the life you want? And that's why it's important to find that passion. And I know we talk about passion. Passion's a very general word. I know it's kind of hard to sometimes we want to nail something down. And passion's sort of this arbitrary word, but you have to start there because you got to be stoked. You got to be stoked about it. God doesn't give you poo-poo stuff. God's like, ooh, this is going to be good. I want to give you something that you're going to have fun with. I mean, you know how you feel when you get goosebumps? You want to feel that all over your body when you think about this thing. And it doesn't have to be that at the beginning, but there's got to be an element of that in there. And that's how you know you're on track. And so that's also where, like we said at the beginning, sometimes that's where the self-doubt starts coming in. Don't listen to it. Throw it in the trash. Come on here if you have to. Say it out loud so we can tell you that shit ain't true. But that's going to come. I'm just giving you a heads up. It's going to come. Then you're going to go into the mechanism of how to create a cash injection, how to get cash flow from this idea. That's where the app is really super freaking handy. And if y'all want to do this, we can all build out our own on here one day if you want. Y'all think about that. Or you just come use mine or whatever, But anyway, the mechanism is not the important thing. And we have a tendency to sometimes put too much into that. Oh, this mentor is going to give me the message I need. Oh, this software is going to be the answer. No, it's still you. It's still you. Because we've seen people out there who have had a shitty mechanism and still made money. And so the mechanism, don't put so much on the mechanism, but you have to have it. And then once you get that mechanism and you're starting to roll, now you're into this whole shifting that's occurring universally. You're in that flow, in that space. You have the ability to begin to build your community, because that's really the next step to look at too. You need the cash injection, you need the cash flow, you need that belief. That also helps with belief. When you start seeing money come in from it, you're like, holy cow, this could work. Oh my gosh, this is what I've been looking for. Thank you. Hallelujah. Whatever you want to say, praise be to God. Thank you. Celebrate it. Get happy, get grateful. And then realize that your shift is occurring, just like that video showed us. That vibration is raising. Your cells have intelligence. They are listening to you. That's why people get sick who have shitty attitudes and something happens and they're like, why am I always sick? Kim, you may know some people like that. I don't know, in your profession. Yeah. And I'm not saying that's the only reason. This is not a judgment on that. It's not a blanket statement. But we all know those people who are always sick and they're just so negative, So your cells are listening. That was my point. I didn't mean to digress there. Okay, I've been rolling here for a minute. Anybody, what is Ed Milan? What is Myron Golden say? You picking up what I'm throwing down? That really doesn't
If
work for me. I
if
gotta
you
have my
listen,
own
if you listen to the YouTube
Do what?
the YouTube people that you follow or this or that, they're all saying they've uncovered that their belief is there because they've just gone on out there and done it. And
Yeah.
it wasn't clean when they started. None of them.
I'm so glad you said that. I even wrote it down. Hang on.
Life is messy. Let's get messy.
Oh my God, that is so funny. Where did I put it? Oh, do it messy. I don't know if y'all can see that. It says do it messy on there.
Right.
High five. We're on the same line. So you're making, okay, so if you have fear right now, just make a plan. That'll kill that fear right there. Okay, I'm gonna make a plan. All right, I'm gonna get this mechanism. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna run through the 13 steps of how to find my ikigai, and then I'm gonna roll through it. Or maybe you've got it already. I know a lot of y'all are also building right now. You're kind of in that process, and you're like, oh, I've already got that part. Good, you got a plan. That throws fear out the window right there. And then just like Sully brought up, and I wrote down, do it messy. We're doing 2025 messy, y'all. We're doing it messy. Just if you have to, write it on your board. Do it messy. It's just got to be a 7 out of 10. It's just got to be a 7 out of 10. It's about you and that courage and pull it out and then throw it and start running. Every single race I've ever done, I have had no idea how the outcome is going to be. A lot can happen in 100 miles. A lot can happen in 100K. A lot can happen in 26 miles and 5 miles. 100 miles, it's like, oh God, I just spent a lot of money and a lot of time. Really hope I finish this thing. But then you know the minute you start it. Yeah, where are we? Oh, life is messy. Yes. Yes, Sully. I like it. Can you drop that in the chat and who the author is, please?
Sure.
Do you have an affiliate link for that by any chance? Y'all always drop your affiliate links too for anything.
I do not yet.
You do not yet. Oh, I love that word, yet.
Maybe Nike might want to take that phrase from you. Just do it messy.
Just do it messy. Oh, I like it. I like it. Okay, now I've lost it. Okay, does anybody else want to share? I was kind of like, woo, rolling up there, but I want to hear from everybody else too.
I'm trying to get over that 100 miles. It's like, holy cow. Really?
Oh, that's what I was saying.
How many days does that take?
Did it in a day last year.
No,
25 hours.
No, 29. That one took
Was it?
29.
29?
Yeah, that was the long one. Yeah.
Call it 29.
So it's like if you can do a sub 24, they call it. That's what a lot of people go for in the community. They're like, oh, I'm going to sub 24. You know, I'm like, I'm just not going to die and finish it. And so I've gotten close to 24 hours. I came in right at I hit the 24-hour mark, and then I came in a few minutes after. That's the shortest I've ever ran it. But the last one was 29. Oh, that was my point. You don't know what's going to happen, but you know inside you're finishing. I know when I start that, I'm finishing. It doesn't matter how dark it is, how cold it is, how much I'm shivering, how much I'm lost. And literally there were 20 people behind me following me one time. And I figured out okay, so just real quick, I'll tell you this story because it's kind of funny. You run and there's little reflectors and they hang them from trees because you're out in the woods. And they don't want to leave a lot of you don't want to leave a lot of trash behind on these events. That's a big deal to them. You want to leave it just like you found it. And so there's little reflectors. So you're running at night and you've got this headlamp and you have to swing your headlamp around so you can see where the reflectors are. And you're going through trees and over roots. And I'm walking. I'm like, this just doesn't look right. And I turn around like this and there's 20 people behind me following me. I'm like, I don't think this is the way, guys. And I had like all these people so mad at me, but they shouldn't have followed me. This is not a message to y'all not to follow me, but it's so anyways, if you're moving, people will follow even if you're lost. Yeah. Yes.
What was that the movie with the runner, Tom Hanks?
Forrest Gump.
Yeah, remember that?
Yes.
I just went for a run.
Right. Wait, he's gonna talk.
And I kept running.
He's like, I just don't want to run anymore. I'm done.
I'm done. What's it
Right.
mean?
Right.
That's fine.
All right. So what do y'all think? I did my roll. This is where y'all start rolling if you want. This is where you get to roll for a few minutes before I start talking
Only took
again.
it 30 minutes. That's good.
Woohoo! Paul, we're gonna have to edit that to 15 minutes. No.
I've been going through a few things,
Let's hear it, Katie.
and it's funny that you brought this up today because it's been heavy on my heart and heavy on my mind, a lot of things going on. But you just picked the perfect phrase. One of the things is 2025 Stay Alive. It's part of my coaching group for carnivore. And trying to get my body and my health and my mind in a better position for the new year. And I am not one for doing all these beginning of the year, statements or whatever you want to call them. There's another word for it, but it's went over my head today. But I think you just found the most perfect thing for me for 2025, and that is make life messy. Make life messy as hell, because I got a lot of things to finish up, projects that I've started or moved forward with throughout this year, and something, the health of my dad or the different things that I'm dealing with. Coming back and forth to see Dean, my life feels very hectic and broken up, and it's a struggle for me some days to maintain my mind and well-being and focus. And so make life messy as hell, get my shit done. I'm not putting anything else on that plate. I'm going to finish what I started this year in 24 and get those things rolling. And I may be asking for some help from some of you for different things. So that's where I'm at, is I'm kind of looking forward to 2025 to finish up some projects and get my life in order. And one of those first things, Miss Suzanne, is going to be a time set up with you, hopefully next week sometime, that I can go through that app with you and help me find a little bit better direction.
Awesome.
If it weren't for you guys, honestly, if it wasn't for this group and meeting every day, even though sometimes I'm not here every day, I don't know where I'd be right now, because my mind is all over the place. And it is a struggle just to get up in the morning some days.
Well, Katie, we love you. So
We
we're
do.
there with
Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing that, Katie. Thank you. You're not alone, Katie. So whenever you share those thoughts, I promise you're not alone.
Yep.
And just real quick I think she said something really good. Community is huge. We're gonna have, if you don't have the mechanism for cash injection, let's get it going for you, because there's a ton of ways to do it. You deserve it, and people need to hear your message. And there's a ton of ways to do it. But community is huge, y'all. It's so big. I mean, look at what Katie just said. When Joey and I started Money Mavericks, this was not at all the intention of it. The intention was to help people, and that's why we're still doing it, is because the intention was pure. The intention was, need you to help people, need you to help people. It's like, okay, where do you want me to go? I have no idea what the hell I'm doing, but I'm gonna run. Let's go. You just point me in the direction you need me to go. And then it's revealed to you. Just like Sully was saying, it becomes revealed to you as you go along the journey, just like all those movies we watch. I love Indiana Jones. I love how he's kind of got this plan, and he's about to go get this cross because it belongs in a museum, damn it. And he's going to get it. But the whole way is like this cluster, as he's going to get it. And, people are betraying and people are dying and stuff's blowing up and there's a love interest. And it's like, I love it. I love that stuff.
Is this what you were thinking about when we were picking that cross down?
Right. Right. Joey took down this huge cross. It was like this huge brass cross as part of this job. And it was, yeah. I was having Indiana Jones fantasies. I was like, it belongs in a museum, Joey. So, but he found a nice creature who got it. But anyway, so it's, yes, do it messy, have your adventure, community. If you want to build your own community, that's freaking awesome. Some of y'all have your own communities already. If you want to pull people in here, don't forget you get an affiliate for that when you bring people in. That's our way of saying thank you. This is not like a money motivated thing. This is like, thank you. I appreciate you trusting us. Yeah. Thank you for trusting us. Thank you for sharing. It is a privilege to be here. It is a privilege to do this. And that's, and you are that for people, just like you're that for us. So community cash flow, that's coming to you. That's, if it's not already, that's coming to you. And I know some of us have other jobs that bring in cash flow, but you deserve to have it come from your calling. You deserve that too. And God wants that for you. God was not like, well, I'm just going to give you a little bit of this till you earn this part. My God doesn't work that way. God is like, have you seen what I can do? And your target is me. Well, if your target, you are in luck because your target is so big, there's no way you can miss. And you got to do you. And I don't know what that looks like. And no one in this group knows what that looks like. We're here to help you, but none of us know what that looks like. I love what I see in y'all. Like, I'm like, oh, Katie, sailing. Katie may be like, that's done and over, Suzanne. That door's closed. I don't want to do that anymore. And I'm like, okay, cool. What do you want to do? Well, I love shoes. I want to pick out shoes for people. Okay, let's go, Katie. Let's go. Let's run. Don't let me I get excited, but I just get excited. And I hope y'all feel that excitement. And if it annoys a lot of people, but some people like to ride on it too. So if you're somebody who likes to ride on it, let's ride on it. Just tell me, Suzanne, we're going to go this way. Okay, let's go this way.
Without that energy, this group wouldn't be what it is. We need all of us bring a little different piece to it. And we need that energy in the morning too. So that you apologize for it way too often.
Why, thank you, Sully. I'm working on that too.
It's a big part of it. And everyone here has that contribution every day. So it's a different contribution, but it's a vital piece of what we are.
What else did you have in your notes?
Oh, I got like 4 pages. I'm just letting other people talk.
I heard something the other day that kind of hit home because Joey made a really good comment about this today. It's like I think we all kind of get like diving down the rabbit hole, like we got to find our our calling, our purpose, our whatever through like maybe a job, and sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes it's like it might be something outside of the job, and you've got a decent job and you're making good money, and you want to pour those additional dollars into something outside of thinking you're going to find your calling and stuff in some industry or whatever. It might be something like your tree thing or whatever. It's like it might be like, hey, let's put something together where we can make the money to carry out my purpose or whatever in some other calling. It kind of hit home with me because I think for a couple of years now, probably a lot of people on this call is trying to maybe find their passion, purpose, whatever you want to call it, maybe in just a career or something like that. And sometimes it's just not the case. So take it for what it is. Kind of hit home. Because I think we're all looking for that thing on this call and sharing and things like that. But that one kind of rang a bell for me.
Thank you for sharing that, Brett.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point that you don't know where it's going to come from. That's the thing about this life, man. This life, you don't know anything until you do it. And then it's either, yeah, that worked, or yeah, that didn't work, or yeah, that worked, but I won't know till 6 years later if it worked. So it's really
Yeah.
just tossing it up in the air and landing, you know what I mean? Or not landing, keep tossing it up in the air and keep going because there's no way of knowing.
No.
No way of knowing. You can have some things that reiterate it to you or verify it for you, but that's not going to happen all the time either. It's such a we're all just none of us know. We're all just doing the best we can to figure it out.
Hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
Doing the best we can with what we have,
I
and we
think
try
that's,
to improve what we have so that we can do better.
Hmm.
I think that's why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling right now about finishing the things that I've started. I don't know if anything that I've started is worth finishing. I mean, to make a difference in 2025 or in the rest of my life or a direction or passion, but I'm not going to know if I don't finish them. And I don't want to left, excuse me, I don't want to go forward without finishing them and then wonder. I've thought long and hard about that. Is it really something that I would do? Well, yes, you started it, Katie, so you really need to finish it. See if it's something that is going to work for you, because maybe it'll work for other people too. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so easy to get caught up in the doubt. I've been having doubts about Trainable. Like none of the people that I know in Heat and Air are even responding to it, and I'm like, really? I mean, really? Because when I was in Heat and Air, I would have been like happy to have it, but it's never your friends that are the ones that find value in it either. So it's a matter of being patient. It's a matter of keeping going and not giving up, adding more to it, adding more to it. You never know what's going to catch people's attention. People are so weary of everything right now that if you say hi, they think you're trying to sell them something.
Right.
You go to try to catch up with somebody and they're like, what are you trying to sell me? What, their walls come up. And when those of us that were in GSP learn that firsthand, because every time you talk to your friends, they're like, oh God, what's he got now? Oh God, what's he talking
What was he
about?
pitching?
Trying to get me in that thing again. It's a no, I'm trying to show you something that worked very well for me. And I'm hoping I think it worked well for you. People are so, they're so defensive about everything right now. So getting through those walls it's not a matter of hammering them down. It's a matter of just being yourself and putting yourself out there and not taking it personal when people don't receive it. Just keep going. Just keep being you. That's all we can do.
Well, yeah, I don't know how many people are familiar with the book Four Agreements. One of the four agreements is not to take anything personally.
Right.
And
right.
I always thought that meant don't take something negatively. Don't take anything personally.
Yeah,
Right.
because
Even the good.
Good or the bad is all
Right.
about the other person. And once again, what they think of you is none of your business.
That's right. That's
And
right.
so and the fact that Joey, you put this together because you know of a need.
Yes.
You
Right.
know, I mean, there's no doubt in your mind. There's a strong need for this. You will find the people that need it, as long as you continue to seek them.
Right.
Yeah, there was no doubt in my mind until over the weekend I started doubting myself, and that's
You know what? The interesting thing is that every time I see you do something more to it, I'm more certain that this is going to be a gold mine for you.
Aw.
yeah, and that's it's interesting because it's easier now at this point. Sometimes it's easier for other people to see than it is for you to see, and you got to lean on that. You have to.
That's why community is so important.
It is so
Yeah.
very important.
A trusted community.
Yeah.
A trusted community.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll be your CNI dog.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, yeah, and the tough part is too, when you can get so much information and value for free these days, when it comes to people wanting to pay for something and like, well, what are you going to give me that I can't get for free on YouTube or something? And so that's what I've been finding too. It's like they can find so much information now, but with the different, AI and everything, it's like, oh, why would you want to buy something from me? Like other than like books or something like that I'm interested in doing too. But products, I find some things I just find is hard because people are like, no, I can go to YouTube and learn that, or I can go to YouTube or I can listen to that from something else. So, what is making you different, so different and so like in the forefront that people are going to want to do that. And like people don't want to spend money. They don't want to, they don't want you to sell them anything, So it's hard to keep that interest with people when there's so many other competitors out there for similar things and they're cheaper or free. That's where I kind of get stuck sometimes too with that. I'm like, well, how can I make this different, than what other people are doing or getting for free?
That's a good point. And I actually thought about that with Trainable, because you could go on ChatGPT and get all these questions answered. You could. If if a technician's out in the field and he's having a problem, if I'd have had ChatGPT, I would have been great. But the culmination of the information is where it matters.
Right. You have the recipe.
Yeah.
You have the recipe.
Because they might not do the right prompt to get the information that they need.
Right.
And when you've already taken all that vast information and you've condensed it down, it's having to choose from a lot less. They're going to get a better answer, and they're going to get the answer quicker than if they were to have ChatGPT pull from everything. And most people don't know how to prompt either. So having an idea how to make a prompt makes a big difference in the amount of information you get and what kind of information you get out of it. So when it comes to this in the age of information, because that's a great point that you make.
Very good, Kim.
Because you can just go to ChatGPT and most people for free can look up anything.
If they know what they're doing.
Yeah, if they know what they're doing, if they know how to prompt, if they know where to pull from, if you can culminate that information and put it in a place where they can go and it's all right there, then you're providing a service. You're providing very good service. If they choose to go do it themselves, fine, they do, but not everybody's going to, because most people just don't have enough time. That's the one thing they need.
Right. That's what I was going to get at. I was like, do you realize the transformation and the pathway and how fast you can get them there? They can go and do it on their own. That's fine. I've been on the University of YouTube too, and it has taken me hours.
Suzanne's step-by-step thing, you can go find everything to do that out there easily.
Right.
But is it all step-by-step, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? No.
Yeah.
And so that's where the value comes from. The value comes from pulling the information together and presenting it in one place. Hey, if this is what you want, this is where you can go and get it right now. Now, can you go get all this information elsewhere? Absolutely.
Right.
How long is it going to take? I don't know. Go for it. Go
find
out,
have fun. Yeah. Tell them, have fun.
But I did it, and that has value.
This is perfect. I'm so glad you brought this up. You said that so well. So real quick, Deal.ai now has a thing where you can take one of your apps and you can grab a link. Now it's kind of hidden, so you have to, they're not like pushing this out here, but if you're on the calls, you start picking this stuff up. But they have either an embed code, or you can grab a link and you can put that one app out there for public use. Now it's 25 to 30 credits every time somebody uses that app, but you can use that for your advertising. Like, hey, like I could go, okay, I can talk to you until I'm blue in the face about how to find your ikigai. You know what? Here's my app right here. Go do it yourself. Go check it out. You don't even have to believe me. Go check it out and see how fast you can get it done. And so there's so much value that you have, Kim, that we all have. And I'm not trying to single you out. We have the exact same. All of us are going to have this. And every business, every person needs time back. A lot of them need money. A lot of them need a way to either make money or save money, and time. Those are the three things everyone needs. Right. You solve that problem. You absolutely do. I called you. I sent you a text the other day, asked you a question about testosterone, and you were like, you answered it like that. I can't. Do you know how long it would have taken me to find that answer that you gave me just like that? You gave it, and that's no big deal to you. You do it so much that you're like, oh, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Yes, it is. You collated. I took Kim's expertise. I took Kim's experience. I took all those hours and hours that you don't even tell us about of you learning this, and you gave me one answer in like 2 seconds. That's what they need to see. That's what they're paying for. And you're sweet, and you're cool, and you're fun to talk to. I mean, you've got all these ands that go with it too. And there's so much. You could build a community. I mean, really, I know I keep coming back to that word. It's so important. And you just have to remind people. Just remind them. Yeah, you can go find that. Where are you going to find the next step? How do you know which direction to go? There is a barrage of information. And garbage in, garbage out. And we all know that. There is no filter on the internet. We know that. So that means just information, 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 no filter. You are taking stuff and you're grabbing the good stuff. You're grabbing the stuff that actually works. You're grabbing the stuff that has been researched. You're grabbing the stuff that is not going to hurt people. And you're bringing it together and getting them there like that. And so they can go do the university YouTube. That's fine. But all of us who've gone out there and done that, we know how long that takes. And I'd rather be talking to my kids about something than going and looking up testosterone, personally. As just an example.
Yeah, I think why we don't value ourselves is because we assume that what we know, everyone knows. And that's not the truth for anybody.
True.
Our database up here is very different than everybody else's. And so we just assume since we know it or we master it or we've struggled through it and gotten to the other side, we just assume everybody knows that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an assumption that is nothing but a lie. And that's why we don't value ourselves. When we start valuing what we do know and what we have experienced and the trials we've gone through, those are unique to us. Everyone is unique, so we're all the same that way, but it's a different map. They're different Lego pieces, and none of ours look the same.
That's exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
And cognitive load takes a lot of energy.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
It can
energy.
be exhausting.
Yes. And anyone who has taken a very long test, whenever I was pursuing medical school, you had to take something called the MCAT. And it's a 7-hour test. And it's like biochem, then you go into they had some writing component of it, then you go into chemistry, then you go into organic chemistry. I mean, it is like all day long, someone's just like at you. And there's the pressure to get it done in a certain period of time. And there's the pressure that, hey, if I'm trying to get accepted, I'm trying to get people to look at me. And it's only one component of them accepting you, just one. And that's a 7-hour test. That is cognitive load. And so, and my point, and I know a lot of us have something that we've done that's like that. And my point is, how many people you know are going to do that? There wasn't a lot of people in that room taking that MCAT with me.
Mm-mm.
There's not a lot of people out there running that 100 miles with me.
No, but when you were taking it, you thought everyone was taking it. In the process, you funnel what your experience is and think, okay, that's just everybody. And you have to start focusing on what am I doing unique? And almost everything we're doing is unique.
Yes.
And that's where I really believe where we can find our value.
Yes.
If we start recognizing that what we do know, that in and of itself has value.
Absolutely. And if you are signed up on Deal.ai, you absolutely have a built-in mechanism right now to show that off. You absolutely do. You don't have to go buy anything else. Don't buy another course. You can go hire a coach. That's different. A mentor that'll get you there, way different. But you don't have to buy another course. You don't even have to buy another software. And y'all know how much I love software. Ask me. I'll tell you if it's legit or not. I'm out there I'm like a software hoe. I'm all out there about the softwares. So it's like, and I'm happy with Deal.ai. I'm like so happy with it. I'm so glad somebody laughed at my joke. Yay!
That is the absolute, that's the quote of the day.
Is that a joke?
You win the internet on that one.
Or a description. I'm like on the corner looking at software. I'm like, hey. No, so
You're the software. You're
Too far?
software OnlyFans.
Yeah. I'm going to do a post about that. Wait, I'm writing that down.
Would that work?
Yes, it would. Software OnlyFans. I'm going to make a joke. I'm going to dress up like a hoochie.
Golden nugget.
It's going to be good. Okay. Thank you, Tom. High five. Joey's like, yeah, thanks, Tom. No. So to that, I just want to say something to Deal.ai, Sully in particular. A lot of this idea came from you. So I'm sitting here and I'm working on I'm focusing on single moms. So I'm doing my funnel and I've been working on it and getting it all AEO'd out. And I wake up early Saturday and I'm like, I just don't want to work on this morning. I'm still fired up about it, but I just don't want to. All of a sudden, I was like, I want to talk to somebody like, Robert Frost, and I was thinking about it. I've been thinking about this for a while. I really want to talk to like Nikola Tesla, or I really want to talk to, and we had a conversation about this not too long ago because Sully had the idea of doing a podcast, kind of like doing podcasts with people who've passed, doing podcasts with dead people. What would they say and all this? So Sully, I decided to start with Albert Einstein. And I was like, I want to talk to Albert Einstein. I think he was a really creative dude and really smart. So I started building out the knowledge base for it. I was using ChatGPT. I'm using Ask Alex, and I'm getting him going. I mean, he's kind of my test run. And I was like, what if you had this for everyone? Like there was a Ask Marilyn Monroe, and she's like a beauty specialist who is like, a glamour specialist or something. And then you had Ask Elvis, who's a musician specialist. Okay, I mean, we're not going to go into the copyright infringement. Y'all just flow with the idea with me here. Obviously we'd have to change some of these things, but you can pull from such a huge, vast, open source knowledge base on people who passed away. You could even remarket this to homeschoolers. Oh my gosh, I want to teach my kids about history. We're going to have Ask Teddy Roosevelt. He's going to be so cool. He'll be like on a horse or something and you can talk to him. We're going to have Ask Cleopatra and she gives you the history of Egypt. I mean, like, do you see how it starts like just boom, 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 boom? And it started with, I want to do this. This sounds fun. A little passionate spark. This may never even come to fruition, which it probably will because I'm super excited about it. But it's an idea. And everything, Rome started with an idea. And if you've seen Gladiator, they say the line so well in the movie. He says, Rome was a whisper of an idea. And that's exactly how ideas are. They're literally whispers that are only speaking to you. And you just begin to flow in it. And you have no idea where it goes. You don't know what's going to happen when you step out your front door. We all take the dice and we roll it every single day. Roll it. Just roll it with pride, man. Just throw it out there and start flowing with it. And so now all of a sudden I've got this like Ask Albert Einstein. Now he's going to take the most amount of time, but he's given me the formula. And now I'm already thinking like, oh, I'm Cleopatra's next. I want to talk to Cleopatra. Pick who you want to talk to. And every single one of y'all could do this right now and we'd all make money off of it. We'd all make money off it. We'd all have fun. There's enough out there for all of us. We appeal to different people. Different people are waiting for our message, waiting for you. So scream it loud. Get out there with pride and scream it loud. And so on the 23rd here of December, I don't know where everyone's going to be on the 24th, the 25th. I know this is the part of year where everybody's like zoom, zoom, zoom all over the place. But I know there's going to be times in there where you're thinking, and a lot of people tend to do a little bit of nostalgic remembering, and a lot of emotion comes up this time of year, especially if people have passed away, or if you're taking care of people right now. A lot of that comes up right now too. My hope is that in those moments, you and God, you and your creator, whatever that may be for you, I don't want to put a judgment on it. That's good, Sully. You connect with you and that higher source, and you let it just shine from your heart, because it's not going to come from your head. We'll figure out all the logic here. We'll figure out the logistics here, if you even need that. You may go, and you can go somewhere else and get that. It's totally fine. This is not personal. This is just me sharing. But just get into your heart and let it start shining through, because there's a window here that we've got. There's a window of creation. There's a window of your message, and a wave you got to catch. Here's the surfboard right here, y'all. Oh, just to remind all of us every day, it's a wave you got to catch. I know that's going to be really hard to do in Colorado there, but and Michigan, but and Ohio.
You can snowboard.
Ohio. They got big waves in Michigan, right? Yeah.
You can snowboard in Colorado.
Do what?
You can snowboard in Colorado.
There you go. That's right. And snowboarding.
Yeah, different.
Wear a helmet.
It's a snowboard.
Yes.
Not a surfboard.
Exactly. There you go. Make it whatever
Skis.
you want. But I just hope that y'all feel that. My hope is that you let that come through because it's there. It's there. And yes, and it is time. Now is your time. If no one has told you this yet, here is your wake up call. Here it is being said to you. Now is your time. Now is your time. Your time. Even if you're taking care of other people right now and you're responsible for them. My kids know this is my time. They know it. They know it. They want me to do it. People who love you will want you to do this. And so you have every tool already. You don't even have to go get another one. You got the community because you built it. You committed to it all year long. You committed to it. Some of y'all longer than a year. You have committed to this. That is you've been committing to. You didn't know it, but it is. And it wouldn't work without you. And you do know that. You know this wouldn't work without you. If you get imposter syndrome, that's okay. Everyone does. It's okay. If you lose what you think your value is, that's okay. Everyone does. It's all right. Just come back in here. We'll remind you. We're really good at that. You have everything you need right now.
Your kids want you to do it because it gives them belief that they can do it too, even though they do believe it. But
they need to see
you're the best model they could go off of.
Absolutely.
They don't hear what you say. They listen to what you do now.
That's right. They see what you do. They see what you do. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so does the world. The world sees what you do. The world sees it. Yeah, the kids are the first one to call me out on it too. Mom, you okay? I'm fine. You're lying. Like, yeah, I am. You're right. All right, let's do that honesty thing. All right, 2 minutes. Anybody got any thoughts here? I know y'all probably have ideas going in your head, and that's it. That's that spark. If you got an idea going right now, do not poo-poo that idea at all. If you have to, write it down to remind yourself. That's it starting. That's it talking to you right now. And it's not going to make sense, and that's okay too. If it doesn't make sense, I wanted to create Albert Einstein to talk to him. Does that make sense? Not really. But I just showed you an example of how I could turn that into cash flow. As soon as I build it, I could turn that into cash flow. I could start marketing that to homeschoolers right now. Someone would freaking buy that. Somebody would buy that.
Especially if you could do a course.
Exactly. I could do a course with it. I could have a community of homeschoolers. I could have training. I can make separate apps for it. I could have different roles. I mean, do y'all see it? Like, here it comes. You've got it already. You've got it already. You've already paid the entry fee to the Ultra. You've already trained for it. We've seen you training all year long. If you don't think you have, let me tell you, you have. You've already been training for it. You've thrown skin in the game. Now it's time. You're standing at the starting line right now, and that guy's got the gun. And you're standing there right now, and you're about to go. And so, boom, there goes the gun. Let's go. %, Katie, yes. Yep. Yeah. And so we're getting busier over on this end. Just to give everyone a heads up, if you want, and this, I will not take this personal at all, but if you want help in any of these things, communicate with me. Just let me know. If y'all want me to change the time of the training call, I do it at night and I do it a little bit later. One of those reasons is because I know Teddy's on the Pacific, is on Pacific Standard Time. So I try to do one at least. That's something he could make. But if y'all are like, man, 1:30 on a Thursday would be great. If there's something like that, even, hey, I have a lunch break or anything like that. Let's move the dial. If you want that, and it's okay if you don't. Or if there's another coach out there who can get you there, go get that coach. Go get that mentor. Whatever you need to do, now is your time and you deserve it. You are the priority. Okay, now I'm kind of like, I'm saying the same thing. I can hear myself over and over. My kids, this is when Hudson would be like, okay, Mom, we got it. We got it, Mom. We got it.
I want to just keep my mouth shut.
You do really well.
Repetition is the mother of learning.
What did you say, Paul?
Repetition is the mother of learning.
Amen. It is for me.
Gotta hear it 3 times.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell you. I'm
Yeah.
going to tell you, and then I'm going to tell you what I told you.
Yeah. I like it. You know, in dancing, we had to do moves 3 times in a row before somebody saw the move. That's why you do the dance. When you do a dance move, you do it 3 times because they see it on the 3rd time you do it. Yeah. Yep. I absolutely 100% agree with that. All right. Anybody else want to share anything?
I just want to say, Tom, I thank the Ohio State Buckeyes for handling the Tennessee Volunteers. Go Big Ten.
That was a very good game. I was very happy.
Yep.
I was a very, very happy boy Saturday night. I was like, this is the team. This is what we've been waiting for.
Right.
The
showed
talent
up.
was there. We just had to have the coaches that
So who are they playing in the bracket next?
we got a
That's
rematch
not
against Oregon.
Yeah, that one's going to be
It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be New Year's Day.
Ooh,
The
nice.
Rose Bowl, I think. Yep.
Yep.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then Texas is playing Georgia again?
Mhm.
No? Who's Texas playing?
I'm not
Ooh,
sure.
it could be
Arizona
Georgia.
State.
They've
Arizona
lost to
State.
Georgia twice already this year.
Mm.
Yeah, they play Arizona State.
Arizona State.
Oh.
Yeah, that'll be an easy one. So Texas will move on, I think.
Mhm.
I don't even know
no.
how Arizona State made it in there.
They've
Just
got
because they won the Big 12, which is there was nobody in the Big 12 this year.
Texas is like the Cowboys. They're really good at like a game they should win. They could lose it. Like
Mhm.
they just do that sometimes.
Well,
They
why
have a
don't you jinx
history of
it for
that.
'em?
No,
Good
I've
job.
watched them year after year. I'm like, golly, guys, what's going on here? You're right. I probably should jinx it. That's the power I have.
Yeah, I think it's probably gonna. Well, if Oregon beats Ohio State, it's gonna be Georgia and Oregon and number 1 and 2, which means that bracket worked out pretty well if that's how it ends up. And it gives everybody a chance because everybody's got a chance to beat the person that they've been beat by twice before. So Ohio State could beat Oregon and Texas could beat.
Georgia.
Well, if they get to that far, yeah.
Mhm. Arizona State.
Every game is different.
Yeah, you never know. You never know.
Yeah.
Tom, I want you to know that I am rooting for Ohio State right now. And I don't say that too often. Okay? So just letting you know.
Appreciate that, Paul.
Bye, Kim. Merry Christmas.
See you, Kim.
Love you.
Are
Hey,
you guys going to be on tomorrow and then Christmas? No, or you
Not
guys
Christmas.
gonna-
We'll be on tomorrow.
Okay,
Mhm.
cool.
Not Christmas Day though.
Yeah, we'll be on tomorrow.
Yeah.
On the
And then
morning.
back Friday
And then back Friday. Yep. Do what, Katie?
I was just gonna ask that question myself
or Thursday.
because I'll be traveling.
Yeah, we'll
Yes.
be back there just every day but Christmas, I guess.
Yeah.
And
So Thursday and Friday, you guys will be on.
hmm
yeah,
You going to do Tuesday night?
Tuesday
It's
night.
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Santa's gonna be
that's
out
a great
traveling.
question. I'm willing to do it. It's always
No,
contact
I'm just
for me.
asking.
Yeah,
'Cause I've
you know
just
me.
been
I'm
tired.
like, oh yeah, it's Christmas.
Christmas Eve.
Like, oh, I forgot
Santa's
there's
in
a
a sleigh.
holiday. Oh, getting in the way.
yeah. So probably.
Yeah.
We'll throw it out there.
Hey, if
Cool.
you guys do you guys have
Tuesday night, can you refresh me?
So Tuesday night is the training calls that I do for Deal.ai for everyone. If anyone who's signed up is like, hey, if y'all have any questions, we're going to build this, or we can answer questions, or we can build something or fix something that's in your system. So it's just kind of an open call of what we can do. If nobody has anything, then I usually start building something.
Okay.
Hey, if you
I
guys
got
have
lots
got,
to build. Okay,
if
go
you guys
ahead.
have got a couple minutes, can I show you guys what I've started? Because I'd like to get your guys' input on what else needs to be included in this.
Yes.
You guys cool?
Yes, I'm going to go get more coffee. though.
We're gonna check.
We're going to share my screen.
Hold on, wait one
Bring
second.
it up. Bring it up.
Hey guys, crypto's on discount right now.
Do what?
Crypto is on discount right now. You guys should check
Oh,
it out.
are they on a dip?
Yes, and it's only gonna be. I'm thinking after Christmas, it's gonna start shooting back up. That's just my own prediction.
Right.
But you all could get yourself an early Christmas present.
Dollar cost average, man.
Talking about XRP.
Right.
Was it XRP? Is that what he said?
Yeah. Which one, Teddy?
Oh man, a whole bunch of them. If you go to Crypto Bubbles, it'll show you all the top movers. You could just switch between like hour, day, week, the month. It's pretty easy. Just go to Crypto Bubbles. It'll pop up. CryptoBubbles.com. Yeah, and it should be like the first one that pops up, and right when you click on it, it'll be like a whole bunch of bubbles that'll pop up.
Oh, okay.
And you see at the top left, you have like hour, week, day, month, year.
Oh, okay.
So that's a pretty cool tool that I use.
That's
You
a
guys want to
pretty neat
just
app.
keep it. It's easy to use. It shows all the top ones. You could play with it a little bit, see other cryptos and stuff. But as you can see, a lot of them are down. If you switch between hour and week and day,
That's cool.
it's a pretty good time to get in right now. So they say it's a bull run still, but there's a dip right now. So
Like the dips.
something to just keep an eye on,
Yeah.
Thank you, Teddy. Appreciate it.
All right. I'm gonna share my screen.
All right. Let's see it.
Make it bigger.
You guys take care. I gotta go. We'll let you guys do your thing. Have a great day.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
Teddy, you too.
Garrett.
So, this is the start of my platform for AI for for Deal. So it's for cybersecurity stuff. So right now I've only got 3 apps in here. One of them is Ask Scout. So I've programmed this with all of some national databases and that kind of stuff that I know of, and I'm going to continue to put more in here. I want to put some different testing and that kind of stuff in there for different cybersecurity certifications. But it's just meant for any questions that you would have cybersecurity related or internet, that kind of stuff. It does a pretty good job too of parsing stuff down, of kind of like what Joey talked about earlier of this personality. It focuses everything down onto cybersecurity related issues. So that's one of them. The other one was a password generator. So if you're needing help to set up a password and you don't know what to make up, so you could select the number of characters that whatever program you're putting this into require, because a lot of them will require like 8 characters or 10, 15 characters. You can put in there however many you want it. Whether to include upper or lowercase, that's one of the characteristics typically, to include numbers, special symbols, and then you just generate it. So there it is here. So you can either just copy it here or use the copy button that's on it to copy it to a clipboard and put it into whatever program you're using. And then the other one was just using that existing notes app, and then I just changed the icon on it.
You want to paste one of those? You want to show us how the notes work and paste that thing in one of the notes?
Oh, like the password?
Yeah.
So if you have it here, copy it. Should go over. Then if you wanted to create a note,
Yeah.
which I don't recommend doing this.
Yeah, right.
It's a password and it's not a secure database.
Speaking of security.
Right. Speaking of security, here's what not to do. Don't keep their passwords in this, because I don't know.
This is for my bank account.
Right. But you could paste that into here, and then be able to take that and then move that to wherever you want to.
Nice.
Like I said, I definitely would not keep it there.
I love their notes section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd be interested to hear your guys' take on this and what cybersecurity issues you guys have had, questions you've had, things that would be beneficial that you wish you had in like a suite of products. Just to give you some ideas of what to create in here and what to add to it. Because free is getting us started, but I think that it needs to be a lot more robust.
Go to ChatGPT.
Okay, wait. I had an idea that organically came to me, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to say anything. But now that you've asked that specific question, now I'm going to say it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I don't know how to phrase it, but something that's like, help my mom, please. And there's like an app that's specifically for everyone who's like, oh my God, my mom, she keeps doing this on the computer. She talks to everyone because everyone's got a, oh, my mom story like that. Like you even heard Alex. Do you remember that call you were on and they were asking for subjects? They're like, hey, give me a topic. And you put cybersecurity and they asked you a little bit more. And he was like, oh, you need to do that, Tom, because my mom, he goes, she falls for everything.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea.
It was just a fun thing I thought of.
And so working through that, that would be almost like a personality, kind of like
I
an
don't
Ask
know. I think
Alex.
I would do it.
yeah, you could do personality and an app version, or you could do, you know, hey, if you see these signs, don't go to the next step, maybe or something.
Right.
I
Like
don't actually,
a scam filter or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Joey had a good point. You can always ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT is awesome about outputting stuff for you, especially if it knows you. And there's other LLM models, but you just pick whichever one you're most comfortable with.
Cool. That's a good idea.
That looks great, Tom, by the way.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, good job.
Thank you.
High five.
So now, you know, I was talking to Suzanne last week about, I had a question about where editing those and rounding edges and stuff, which kind of led to some other discussions and stuff. That's where a lot of this is coming from. We were thinking, what else do you add to this? You know, and one of the calls that they did was having your products and stuff out before you really start marketing them. So what's your freebie, like a quick little ebook on any cyber topic that's out there that's kind of hot button, and then a book, like a longer one or a course or that kind of thing. So that's all stuff that I also want to include in this as well. But I just kind of wanted something that people would go to as a main. All right, I'm putting this router in my house, or damn it, I can't get reception in my freaking garage, and my cable or my modems over in my office. So how do I solve that problem? Something that they'd be like, instead of just trying to, all right, well, what the hell do I do? Somewhere their go-to to get information. That's what I want this thing to be.
It's a great idea.
Awesome.
Yeah, and my dad called me this weekend. My dad and stepmom, I mean, they got an email from PayPal.
Mm-hmm.
It was a rip-off email.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't know. They're like, looks legitimate, looks real.
Yeah.
If you could take them through a questionnaire, does it have this? Does it have that?
Yeah.
Like it was from a Gmail address, you know. That's one of the first clues, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's do that. Let's and I've run Scout through this and it picked up on it. So let's try that.
There you go.
Gotta go.
And you said it was an eBay?
It was PayPal.
So I got a PayPal or an email from PayPal this week, and I don't think it's legit. What do I do?
Yeah, there you go. Check the sender's email address. Yeah.
So here you are. Check the email sender address. Legitimate emails will come from a at paypal.com address. Be wary of slight misspellings or different domains. Generic greetings.
One thing you could do is you've already got the knowledge base built. Just build another bot that specializes in those type of questions and name it something that associates with it and just attach it to that knowledge base.
Yeah.
Well, that's ideal, like suspicious email bot.
There you go. Yeah.
Or help, like Suzanne said, help my mom bot.
Yeah. I just thought that everyone seems to have some mom story, and I pray to God my kids are not like that.
That you know of.
Oh, Mom. Mom, you're so cute.
Well, it looked real to me.
It doesn't matter. How do I turn this thing on?
So anyway, and it even gives you actions to take here as well of what to do. Don't click on the links or attachments. Don't open them. Forward them to spoof.paypal.com.
There you go.
That's their spot for reporting suspicious emails.
Okay, Tom, see my brain's going now. I would take that, copy and paste it. This is what I've done before. And then ask Alex, hey, make me a script for a 30-second video for a social media post based on this.
Yeah.
Or give me like a or ChatGPT, or Alex will do the same thing. He's like marketing. He's a marketing genius too. So that's why I take it into Ask Alex a lot. You could even do like, give me a 5-day, 30-second video script. Now you're going to have to go in there and edit it, obviously, but that's stuff that's gold.
That was a great idea.
And you know what? Another thing, Tom, if there's any companies that you could do external links to that you trust, like that says forward the email to spoof@paypal.com or something like that. If you have anyone you're affiliated with that you trust that is like an outside third party that has something security related or something that could help people, you can always put an external link on there, and that gives you more apps on there too.
I was even thinking with social media, you could have something like Blue Fox Cyber Seconds or something. So as you get ideas, you throw, even just saying, you know, if it's 10 seconds long, do you have a problem with emails being legit? And that's the end of it, and it just links you to this database.
Perfect.
That's a great idea. Thanks, Sully.
Yep.
So that is really good. That'll get you consistently posting too.
And you'll have more than enough data based on usage.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, to do a 10-second little clip, you're not gonna have time to do them all. So you just do one a day, or 7 a week, or whatever. Just knock them out.
Mm-hmm.
I think
that stuff keeps on coming up in the news all the time. There's always something cyber related that's in the news that's taking precedence. Right. I mean, it's almost like an endless supply of ideas for that. That's a really good idea. Thanks.
Yep. Yeah, that looks great, Tom. Good job.
Thanks, Katie.
That's what gets people to follow you too.
Mm-hmm.
If you answer one question, they'll probably follow you.
Yeah. And you give them good advice.
Right.
That's right. That's that organic growth. That's exactly right. And you can start talking about things before you even know 100%. I'm starting to get questions on AEO now. And I'm like, but I started putting it out there. I was like, okay, I don't care. I'm just going to run. I'm going to start going with it and see what people want to know.
AEOO.
AEO. No. Joey goes, AEO.
Nice work, guys.
Yes, good stuff. Way to go.
And Suzanne, you're taking tons of action. I keep seeing you. Keep doing it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for your support.
Your minute masterminds are popping up. It's like, holy shit, here she is again.
Oh, yay. I'm so glad you're saying that.
No, it's good. I mean, it's taking the action, girl. So it's awesome.
Thank you. Hudson, my son does a great job on the editing. So
no, I figured so.
Yeah,
That's a skill
yeah,
set.
he's like, choo, 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 choo. I'm like, wow. I give him
Hire
like
him.
the mass cut, and then he goes in with all the little icons and everything.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so he's for hire if anyone needs
No
help.
shit.
He's
I know.
cheaper than the
That's
Philippines.
That's a skill
I
set.
probably shouldn't have said that when we're recording. Let me turn that off now.